Voices in my head again, trapped in a war inside my own skin. They're pulling me under.
You know what? This is the first episode and I'm going into it. I'm a little annoyed because I've been putting this off for maybe 3 years, and I'm just putting off doing any type of work, any type of, I don't want to fail. Who wants to fail? But here we go. First episode, Hipster Doofus podcast. Take fucking 50? Take fucking 50? The last take that I was doing of this intro was so good. I was on a roll, and then my best friend called me, and it's like maybe 4 days away from her birthday, so I can't hang up. I gotta stay on the line. We had a nice conversation, but the whole time I was thinking about the podcast. Half of it's probably recorded. And if I know how to edit, I'll just edit the whole thing together and put that conversation in. So welcome to the first episode. I'm Ada Detsky. If you're here, welcome. If you're here from Procrastination, which I'm sure only 5 people listen to that podcast, and 3 of them were related to me in some way, I thank you for your continued support, and I hope that this solo cast is going to be just as funny as that, and even funnier. I hope that this solo cast is funnier than that. It's a little, there's going to be some trip ups. There's going to be some trip ups because I'm nervous, and when I get nervous, my tongue moves a little bit faster than my lips. And that's just, it is what it is. So today was a good day, and I was putting off, I had this idea for a podcast for a really long time, and I kept on putting it off. I was like, I'm not funny enough to do a podcast on my own, a stream of consciousness for however long I should do it. How long should a podcast be? How long is anybody gonna listen to this? So, I was putting it off for a while, but today I woke up and I was just ready to go. I woke up at 7 and I was like, all right, I got to clean my entire room. I got that depression mess. I got up, I cleaned the whole room. And, in the back of my mind, I know that this is just a period of a couple days that's going to be a little manic. And I'm going to take every ounce of creativity that I have from this moment, and I'm going to try to put it into this podcast. So let's see how the fuck this goes. You just got to take these moments and you just got to ride them. So here I am, solo cast. I'm so excited to do this podcast. I feel good in this clean room. There's definitely something to be said. Jordan Peterson gives some good advice. He said, clean your room, and when my parents said it my entire life, I was kind of like, fuck you guys. But this is nice. This is really nice. And I never read that book, 12 Rules for Life. I think I read maybe like the first 2 chapters. But to be honest, you don't have to read it, because there's so many interviews of Jordan Peterson on different podcasts. You don't have to read the book. If you read the book, you're gonna read exactly what you heard on those podcasts, and there's no point to read anymore. There's no point. If you read, and I see people cheating. This genuinely pisses me off. I don't like when people say that they're like, oh my god, I'm such a reader. I love to escape to a different world. And then they post a picture of them reading some book about business, like how to get ahead in business. It's like, oh my god, I love to read, and it really takes me away. It's so calming, and the book is about stocks. That's not reading. I'm such a nerd. I love to read. And the book's called, like, You're a Badass, a guide for millennial women in the city. That's not a book. That's a pamphlet. All right, you're reading a brochure. Reading like that's not what reading is. Reading is fucking difficult. I read a little bit of Oscar Wilde. I read one book. I finished a book. And I'm talking about since like freshman year of college, senior year of high school. I used to read 10 books a week when I was a kid. And then I got so, I don't know. I completely lost it. And so, and I was an English major, by the way. Didn't read a full fucking book. Could not do it. And as I was reading, so I'm reading currently, I was reading A Picture of Dorian Gray. And like, as I'm reading all I was thinking was, damn, if I had read and done all the assignments for all the classes that I was taking in college, I would not have had enough time to do drugs. I really honestly think I would not have enough time for any of my debauchery because it takes me forever to read. I took my parents wanted me to be as unlikable as possible. And so when I was a kid, I used to take speed reading classes. And basically this is a bunch of kids whose parents were too busy for them. They would send them to school in the summer. And what we would do is we would waste our time trying to read really fast. That was the whole point. So I took a speed reading class, and then I went to school, and I was always put into the lowest reading levels because I am lazy. I'm really lazy. And whenever they would give us the assessments for the reading levels, I would just half-ass it. So I was always in like a really low reading level with like all of the slow kids. And in 5th grade, I was reading like Fahrenheit 451. And I was supposed to be fucking reading Blue's Clues. That was my reading level. So I've always been lazier than my potential. And I'm hoping with this podcast, I can kind of get a little better at not doing that. So we'll see how it goes. I've been unemployed for a while now. Like I said, I was an English major. I've been unemployed for about 3 months. I quit my job, okay? I didn't quit. I didn't get fired. I quit. I wish I had gotten fired. I would have gotten maybe some unemployment, but I quit. I couldn't do it anymore. I wanted a different job. And that, you know, unemployment, it's good. It's nice. There are definitely some bad sides to being unemployed. Waking up in the middle of the night in a panic that I'll never find a job, that everyone in my family thinks I'm a loser, that I actually am a loser, that I have no skill. There's downsides to it. Freaking out, crying, just low self-esteem, and that sucks. But I really do like certain aspects of being unemployed. I go to the gym 2 hours a day. I wake up, I stay in bed for a while. 1 p.m. rolls around, I hit up the gym, I go fucking hoard for 2 hours. I come home, I shower, protein shake, and then, I get my laptop and I apply to front desk jobs in while I lay in bed. So it's, it balances out to like a light active life, which is pretty nice, I would think. And, that's just what I do all day. So, the protein shakes, I bought like 2 giant tubs of protein, um, which I kind of do every time I get. I've been the most consistent with the gym because this is, in this fucking pandemic, there's literally nothing else to do. There's no there's nothing to slack off on. There's nothing to do. So I just go to the gym. And I bought a bunch of protein powder to make myself feel like I was actually doing something. It feels really nice to like scoop up some protein powder and be like, yeah, I'm having protein, just had a protein shake. It's nice. You feel like a bro. You feel like, you know, me, I'm obsessed with this. So it's nice. Scoop a little protein powder. It's definitely not good for you. It's 100%. You look at that powder, it does not look good for you. It looks like chalk and cake mix. That shit looks gross. It's like half cut with like baby powder. It's really fucking gross. You put it in your shake. My parents don't understand it whatsoever. My my Soviet parents, they see me taking protein powder. My mom thought that I was transitioning. She goes, "You're a man? Why are you putting in the protein powder?" She starts like tearing up. I'm just like, no, I just want to get big muscles and balls. So that's what I've been up to the pandemic. That was my plan. Like in March, I'm gonna get fit. I'm gonna get a 6-pack. I'm gonna be so hot when I come back. And then now I'm just, it's fine. Like I've been taking my time. I was thinking like the day before everything opens up again, if that ever happens. But when everything opens up, like the day before, I'll just have like a huge workout. I'll just like usual procrastinate. I'll go on like a detox. Didn't Lizzo do like a diet? Lizzo did a diet for those of you who don't know, which I don't know who doesn't know Lizzo. She's a fat singer, and like that's her thing. She's fat and she sings. And she went on a diet for 10 days or whatever. She went on like a detox. And then I think she apologized for doing that. Which is, that's pretty insane. And I listen to some conservatives. I listen to liberals and conservatives. I like both points of view. And one guy that I was listening to, he goes, she's trying to make herself healthier. I think Lizzo went on like a 10-day detox. Now, I'm not a medical professional, but 10-day detoxes don't work. 10-day detoxes do nothing. That actually is pretty shitty. You shouldn't promote 10-day detoxes. You shouldn't promote any type of that. Doesn't work. Because I think that people love a quick fix. There's no quick fix. There's no 2 weeks to slow the spread. You're fucking stuck. You're going to be in this for a couple months. You're going to be in it for a couple years. It took me 4 years. I couldn't lose a fucking pound. And then in the past 6 months, I've lost 20. It takes time. You have to learn how to do shit. And for some people, you just have to gather up the confidence to eventually get into something. And it's scary. Changing is scary. Who am I going to be when I change? What if I'm worse? So that's what this pandemic has been. I have been spending a lot of time alone, which I'm not too mad at. And in the beginning of the pandemic, I was doing this podcast with someone else. Well, not this podcast, but a podcast. I was doing a podcast with someone else, and I gotta say, solo is the way to go. I genuinely think that it's difficult to meet up with someone once a week and talk to them for an hour and do a funny show. Cause I'm in my own head. I'm laughing all the time. And eventually I'm going to talk so much that I'm going to forget that the mic is here and I'll probably say something funny. I don't know if anyone's actually laughing. I haven't told a joke, have I? Have I? I don't know. I don't know how this even sounds. I'm just talking. Is this even recording? It is. I'm a genius. I'm an engineer. What else has been going on? Lizzo went on a diet. Joe Biden won the election. That's cool. It's going to be so boring. You know this whole Joe Biden thing is very funny. It's going to be just an interesting 4 years. I think we're going to go what I think personally, because everyone's throwing their predictions out there. So I gotta throw my hat into the ring because that's what everyone is doing. Everyone is throwing their opinion in, and everybody voted this year. Everybody was shaming each other for not voting. If you don't vote, that's basically a vote for Hitler. I didn't vote. I don't vote. I am registered. I don't vote. I've never voted. Actually, I voted once in the midterm elections. When you see so many people doing one thing, you kind of just I think it's normal and I think more people should honestly be doing it. When you see I was on Spotify and I was listening to Otis Redding. Just one song. I'm not a fucking I'm not gonna sit here and highbrow my musical taste. My number one artist of the year was Drake. I listen, I'm not better than you. All right? So I'm listening to Otis Redding and I look at the album art and it just has a huge vote sticker on it. Why? Can anything not be political? Can anything just not? Every single fucking thing is political. And you know what? I'm a political science major. I was into politics 2016 when I was graduating high school and the Trump Hillary election was happening. I was all over that shit. I had an opinion about everything. I was into it and I followed it for 4 years. I listened to political podcasts every day. I watched the news every day. I thought that I loved politics. I loved the shit show of it. It was so much fun just to watch it. I mean, first of all, Trump's a comedian. He's one of the funniest comedians. And just listening to it every day, it was like a show. And then the pandemic happened, and then every single fucking person went crazy. Once everyone gets into politics, it's not fun anymore. Politics is like Friends now. When I was watching it when I was a kid and I would just come home and it would be on TBS because we didn't have cable. It was fun because none of my friends were watching Friends. They were just watching, Disney Channel. And I was watching Seinfeld and Friends and that stuff. And I was like, Friends is pretty fun to watch. And now everyone watches Friends and it's not fun anymore because people ruin stuff. People liking stuff immediately ruins it. I'm sorry. It's just I hope this podcast. I hope no one fucking listens to it. I hope that this podcast continues to be on the fringe. I'll listen to it. I listen to my own podcasts all the time. I love the sound of my own voice. It's so nice. Just speaking into the void. Everybody's wearing Crocs now. It's fucking bullshit. Oh yeah, Taylor Swift released a new album. I had a joke that I used to do when I used to be on stage before this entire thing. Was just I would say when I would walk off, I would always say, if she's over 16 and she listens to Taylor Swift, she's a psychopath. Taylor Swift has released 2 albums. I listened to the first one. I think I got 2 song. No, I got halfway of the first song in, and I was like, "This fucking sucks. I can't listen to this anymore." My brain started to panic. I felt like I was in a prison of my own mind. It stunk so fucking bad. It's such bad music. Second song in, I couldn't do it anymore. I shut it off. Sorry, can't fucking handle it. And then I think the second album, it was something like she got like a little more violent or something. She talked about killing men. That's what I saw on my Instagram stories. I really do not know. I can't listen to Taylor Swift. I'm sorry. She lost me after Love Story. I just disappeared after that. Every like it was just a bunch of 30-year-old scorned women on on Instagram just like, "Oh my god, Taylor Swift is literally a genius." Like, no, she's fucking not. You all have emotional problems and you can't be in relationships. All you people think about is yourselves. You don't like what the fuck? How are you? I think it's weird to obsess over people. I think that we should as a country just get over that shit. And I'm saying this like if you're a huge fan of fuck, I'm gonna sneeze. I'm gonna sneeze. Fuck. Fuck. Oh no, I lost it. Oh, that's even worse. Oh. Oh god damn it. Oh my god. Okay. Where was I? I was getting pretty riled up. Oh, it's all in my brain right now. Give me okay. Whew. If you're an adult and you obsess over another adult, that's so gay. And I mean gay in like the 90s lame way, but gay. Super fucking gay. Get a life. Start a family. What are you doing? Like to be a grown person. And even if you like Trump, I think liking Biden is a little cringier because I understand kind of why Trump has his fanfare, but even so, even that is like a little much. You know, if you can't admit that someone else is not perfect, that if you think that there's like literally someone who's just a personal Jesus, they could do no wrong, that person's a pedophile. If you seriously, if you are looking at all those, you know, perfect people that are just, you know, they're famous and uh they're clean cut and you're just like, wow, they're just perfect people, nothing is wrong with them, they're touching children, all right? No one is perfect. Stop doing that. You're an adult, you should know something about the real world. Everyone has secrets, everyone has demons, and that doesn't mean that you can't enjoy their work, but it doesn't mean that you put people up on a pedestal. Especially comics. I mean, god fucking damn it. I spent 3 months living in just a room full of my own filth, like clothes everywhere, strewn about. I couldn't clean it. Like with these we're not, you know, it, people are flawed. And it was disgusting. Genuine. It was gross in here. I was dusting. I think I just might have gotten like an immunity to corona because I'm constantly breathing in dust. And I got to be honest, my masks are fucking gross. It would be less damaging if I went up to a car exhaust and just took a deep breath than the masks that I was wearing on a daily basis that I kept in my pocket, that I found on the floor in my room, that I found on the bottom of my backpack with a bunch of like weed in it. And I like shook it out and I'm just like, I guess I'll wear this to go to the gym and fucking get a whatever fungal pneumonia from working out in a mask, which is in no way healthy. In no way healthy. So, you know what? I'm gonna end the episode here. I don't want to make it too long. And I hope to see you again for a second episode. Hear you again. If you guys like the podcast, please like, comment, subscribe on the YouTube, and leave comments. I'm gonna have an Instagram, so it'll be up. And all right, I'll see you in the second episode. What the fuck? Let's do it, right? This is the time to start it, and it's gonna be. I want this podcast to kind of be like, if you're feeling lonely, you kind of have a friend in your ear. And, it's kind of a crazy friend that screams a lot about crackpot theories and their own politically incorrect opinions, and just screams about shit. And that's what I want to be for you. So, I'm Adetsky. Later, dudes.